I tell you a story real quick, Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So my story is about a very old man
Okay.
who lived in New York
Mm-hmm.
in this beautiful mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And he had everything the world could ever offer him. He had lived a great life filled with money and filled with the most beautiful things.
Mm-hmm.
Inside his house there was a grand piano and the finest artwork, the finest furniture, everything. And one day he ended up passing away. But this wealthy old man didn't have any family to pass any of his inheritance onto. So a next door neighbor was the one that was put in charge of the estate sale. This was the man that knew the wealthy old man the best.
Mm-hmm.
And as he was organizing for the estate sale, he walked through this old man's house and looked over all of these fine things. And he also found some things that he thought weren't worth anything. Some of the things that he found included some paintings that were in a back part of a room. And these paintings were covered in dust, and to him they just looked childish. They looked foolish.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have clean lines, and they were unproportionate, and they were not, in his eyes, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So he just threw them in the trash and the dumpster outside the old man's house before he started this estate sale. And he went on, and the estate sale was very successful, but these beautiful paintings were in the bottom of a trash can because this man didn't see them as beautiful. And I think that's very true of many things in life. Just because something is not valuable or worthy in someone's eyes, they throw it away when it still has great purpose and could be used for a greater good. And what the man didn't realize was that the paintings that he threw away were original Picasso paintings. So he could have had a great sale with those.
Yeah.
And he just tossed them in the trash because to him they weren't pretty enough.
Hmm.
So why do you think that man threw away these paintings without even at least trying to see what they were worth or getting them appraised or asking someone about these mysterious paintings and where they came from?
Well, he probably had an idea already in his mind of what sort of things hold value.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm sure there were probably paintings that he in his mind had worth. And I'm sure he kept those for the sale, but he just didn't see the value from his perspective or didn't understand that someone could have seen it as valuable.
Yeah.
Or that it had some potential worth.
That it had potential. Absolutely. Sure. Well, that whole story really applies to my social venture So Much Change.
Mm-hmm.
Because what we do, as you know, is that we take recycled and reused clothing.
Mm-hmm.
We take that those old clothing donations that a lot of people would just see as trash. And then we turn them into something beautiful, into these great skirts that are very wearable and that are something that people would covet and desire to wear and would want. And then we take the profits of these skirts that we reproduce out of recycled goods and we use them to create social change. So something that someone thought was not worthy of keeping, like those paintings, maybe an old piece of clothing, could actually be turned into something with a great value. And that's kind of the moral of the story, is that there can be great value and worth in things that don't look like they have any potential at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we hope to do with So Much Change, is draw out potential in recycled goods.
Yeah.
And also draw out potential in women's lives. The women that come to volunteer and have the chance to interact and be mentored in the process. So we want to pull out the worth in women's lives and in these recycled clothing or upcycled clothing, to make things that were old and not valuable into things that are new and beautiful and worthy and transformed.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that.